Over 1.7 thousand of you voted on my community page for the next countdown, and Henshin Jingles overwhelmingly won. So let's talk about those Kamen Rider jingles, and let's throw in some iconic sounds in there as well. Before we begin, things are going to be a bit different as these are going to be in no particular order, except for the last one. And remember that you can post your favorites in the comments below. Henshin Sounds don't have to be jingles, but can literally be those short sounds you hear while transforming. Ryuki has several sound cues for Henshins in action, such as that annoying mirror noise. Transforming has that iconic sound cue. Henshin! It's extremely simple, but I can't put into words into how memorable it is, mostly because it has connections to the mirror world, so that's pretty cool. Voices for changes in Kamen Rider started with G3X's gigantic gun. I guess it works. Ryuki takes a step in the right direction by having more commands, including Adobento. You hear that and you know something is about to go down. It may not be a booming or erratic voice that you would hear today, but the simplicity makes it just a bit more serious. Although I would prefer something other than someone's regular speaking voice.
Open your eyes for the next files. Standing back.
Yeah, this works.
Fusion Jack.
This one is nice too.
Hypercast on.
Ooh, now this is one that is the perfect sound to hype up the scene. I do like the other normal sounds like Kabuto's
Rider Kick.
They're cool. You can probably tell that Kabuto's and Katak's announcer voices are different, so it would be cool if they both voiced one thing. Oh wait, they did.
Rider Jump.
Yeah, that's cool. The robotic filter for the Hopper brothers are alright, but this...
Oh, this is beautiful.
Den-O has plenty of sounds to choose from since each form and rider has their own standby sounds. This rider pops up every time I talk about Den-O, so you guys probably already know.
Strike forward.
I liked it so much that it was a transition theme for my countdowns at one point. However, it can get grating if heard for too long. Still, I like the chill vibe. I wish other jingles did this more often. Climax form sounds like a combination of Den-O's previous jingles mixed into one.
Climax form. Just
want to say that I don't mind the sounds and jingles from Kiba to Forze. They're fine and work well for their shows. However, I'm gonna skip all the way to Wizard because that's when sounds start to get bigger. Announcers don't have to yell to be epic, just listen to this one. Please may be the magic word, but now is more commanding and plain ear candy. Much like Den-O, Gaim has plenty of jingles to choose from. I especially like that there are multiple voices for the gimmicks, including a separate voice for energy riders. Maybe it's just me. I love the more electronic sounds that the energy arms have. My personal favorite is the tie between Lemon and Peach. Though nothing in Gaim tops Kiwami. From the start of 2, you know you're in for a good time. The combination of two different announcers is great, and I love how Big Lock Open sounds. This is a bit ironic. I usually praise Ghost for its gimmicks and sounds, but I'm only gonna talk about a few here. The sounds are generally good, and I like the voice, although I can only note a few. The Spectre V Cinema is very mixed. At least we can agree that Sin Spectre is awesome. I slightly prefer Yujo Burst because it's catchier. But they both have great sounds. What I really love is Deep Spectre.
Deep Spectre.
Edgy.
First off, I want to apologize for how I sound. I've been sick since New Year's Eve, and recently I've got a really stuffy nose, and that is not fun at all. My favorite Kamen Rider jingle is Tokimeki Crisis from Kamen Rider X8. I am a sucker for anything that is a dating sim, and this is definitely like a good reason why. Not only is the whole thing feel more girly than the rest of them, which makes sense considering that it's for Kamen Rider Poppy, but I freaking love the song. Dreaming girl, koi no simulation, otome wa itsumo tokimeki crisis. So good. Really glad they did not go with the one that you hear when you put it into the level 1/level 2 slot, because that song sucks. Luckily, the one that we do have is awesome, and that is why Tokimeki Crisis is my favorite Kamen Rider jingle. If I could have made this about Pretty Cure, I would have, so quick shout out to Cure Chocolate's guitar thingies in the background.
Music is another one of my hobbies, so I instantly fell in love with Do Re Mi Fa beat. Of course it's referencing scales with Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do, and it's perfect. The added hip-hop is also a nice touch.
What is the best part of a Kamen Rider jingle? It's how often you catch yourself doing it at times where it makes absolutely no sense. Ever since Shakurigi Sports has ever appeared in X8, I have said at least once a day, Shakurigi, Shakurigi, bedu, or just saying, Shakurigi Sports. It's so catchy, it flows off the tongue so great, it's radical, it's tubular, it's Shakurigi Sports.
A high-quality version of this hasn't come out yet, so I apologize. Despite that, I still can't get enough of Mighty Creator VRX. It has the longest jingle so far. It could be made into a song, and I'd be okay with that. Mighty Creator is one of my favorites. Similar thing can be said about Hyper Muteki. My most favorite out of the X8 jingles is gonna have to be Kamen Rider Chronicle. That's the sound of a terrifying villain. Thank you, X8. Insert JoJo's reference here.
Yo guys, GlennShiraishi here for an honorable mention. My honorable mention goes to the Henshin sound of Bloodstalk from Kamen Rider Build. Granted, it's somewhat simple, much like Night Rogue's, but I like it a whole lot more because the jingle is rather catchy. It does help that the villain in question is actually stylish. Funny how that works, actually.
Of course, I can't forget about Build. I'm indifferent towards the standby and mid Henshin sounds, but the voice and jingle... Yes, I also know about the slash driver. I like the standby, but not everything else. This one is just funny to me. The high-pitched dragon next to the low-pitched
Henshin!
catchy and cool. Cross Dragon is one of my favorites of the Build jingles so far.
Ladies and gentlemen, GokaiOrange. Kamen Riders are nothing without the belts that transform them. And where the belts go, the sounds and jingles they make are not far behind. They're one of many aspects that make each rider stand out. With that in mind, the honorable mention goes to Kamen Rider Ichigo. You truly can't go wrong with the classics. That distinctive noise is just as iconic as Ultraman's. It's the kind of sound that sends a chill down your spine when you hear it, especially when it's heard in the Tyson movies. Kamen Rider Ichigo. No jingles required to make them any more badass. Disclaimer, we apologize to those upset that such an iconic writer isn't in the list proper, but hey, at least he's an honorable mention. Don't blame me, blame Marcos.
Drive!
You might be wondering why have Drive at the end if everything else was in order. You see, Drive has the best jingles to me. Lupin has that gentlemanly cool sound.
Rupon!
Machine Chaser has one of the deadliest voices ever.
Break up!
Here's one where I just like the standby sound. The Spanish guitar is nice. Now for my number one. It's a shame that a lot of standby sounds are drowned out by whatever happens on screen, because Type Trideron has the coolest and most bad guitar riff ever. And then it's time.
Type Trideron!
The fact that it's a more heavy and complete jingle for Type Speed makes it even better. Perfect jingle for a near perfect show. Thank you all for watching. If you couldn't tell, I'm a little bit sick, but I'm still gonna do this for you guys. Thank you guys so much. 1,200. Man, I still can't believe it. Well, again, thank you all.